Ever dream of a perfect cruise vacation? Sun, sea, and endless buffets? Well, before you book that dream trip, you might want to check if your ship is on our list. Today, we're diving deep into the murky waters of the cruise industry to uncover the 10 worst-rated cruise ships in the USA, based on real passenger reviews and a whole lot of complaints. These are the voyages you might want to avoid. So grab your life jacket and let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is the MSC Seashore. Now on paper, this ship looks fantastic. It's modern, it's sleek, and it promises a state-of-the-art experience. But what are passengers actually saying? A common thread in reviews is the inconsistency of the food quality. One night you might have a decent meal, and the next, it's a total letdown. And get ready to wait. Passengers report long lines for just about everything, from the buffet to guest services. Another major complaint is the feeling of being packed in like sardines. Despite its size, many travelers find the public spaces and even some cabins to be surprisingly cramped. It is a classic case of a ship that looks great on Instagram but might not live up to the hype in reality. It's a shiny new ship, but the passenger experience seems to have a few leaks. Sailing into our number 9 spot is the Costa Smeralda. Inspired by the beauty of Italy, its design is breathtaking, with gorgeous public spaces and a very European flair. But as we all know, looks aren't everything. The biggest gripe from passengers? Overcrowding. The ship is designed to hold a massive number of people, and boy, do you feel it. Guests frequently mention struggling to find a seat at the pool, in the theater, or even in the main dining rooms. It's a constant battle for space. Another issue that pops up again and again is the service, or rather the lack of it. With so many passengers on board, the cruise seems stretched thin, leading to inconsistent service that can range from friendly and helpful to completely absent. So, while the Costa Smeralda might offer a feast for the eyes, the actual experience can feel more like a frantic rush hour than a relaxing getaway. At number 8, we have the MSC Harmonia. This is one of the older, smaller ships in the MSC fleet, and according to reviews, it really shows its age. A frequent complaint centers on the cabins, which are often described as cramped and dated. Don't expect spacious, modern accommodations here. The food is another sore spot for many travelers, with words like bland, repetitive, and low quality appearing in countless reviews. It seems the culinary experience is far from a highlight. And if you're looking for a lively atmosphere, you might be disappointed. Next up, at number 7 is the Costa Toscana. Like its sister ship, the Smeralda, the Toscana is a visual masterpiece. It's new, it's big, and it's designed to wow you. However, the wow factor seems to wear off quickly when you're stuck in a line. Yes, the dreaded theme of overcrowding and long queues is back. Passengers report frustratingly long waits for everything: elevators, restaurants, and especially guest services. This seems to be a major issue with these newer, mega ships. Another point of confusion and frustration for many guests is the staffing. The ship often feels understaffed for its massive capacity, leading to slow service and overwhelmed crew members. And let's talk about the booking packages. Many passengers have found the different all-inclusive packages and what they actually cover to be confusing and poorly explained, leading to unexpected charges on their final bill. The Costa Toscana proves that a beautiful design can't always fix fundamental functional problems. Our 6th worst-rated ship is the Costa Fascinosa. If the ship's name means fascinating, it seems many passengers were fascinated for all the wrong reasons. The 2 words that come up most often in reviews for this ship? Boredom and bland. Let's start with the activities, or the lack thereof. Many travelers, especially those from North America, if you're looking for a cruise packed with fun things to do, this might not be the ship for you. Then there's the food. The buffet and dining room menus are frequently described as repetitive and uninspired. And the service? It's another area where the Fascinosa seems to fall short, with reports of inattentive staff and a general lack of enthusiasm from the crew. It seems the biggest adventure on this ship might be finding something exciting to do or eat. Cracking our top 5 is the MSC Orchestra. This ship aims to be a symphony of experiences, but for many passengers, it's just a collection of sour notes. One of the most common and frustrating complaints is the notoriously poor and expensive internet service. In today's connected world, having unreliable Wi-Fi that you have to pay a premium for is a major drawback. If you need to stay in touch or work while you're away, this could be a deal breaker. The cabins also receive their fair share of criticism, with many guests finding them to be subpar, small, and in need of an update. But perhaps the biggest issue for many is the feeling of being nickeled and dimed at every turn. From drinks to specialty dining, that make the initial cruise fare seem misleading. The MSC Orchestra seems to be a masterclass in upselling, leaving a bad taste in many travelers' mouths. At number 4, we find the Costa Pacifica. The main takeaway from passengers on this ship can be summed up in one word: crowds, and then more crowds. If you have a problem with personal space, this is definitely not the ship for you. Passengers describe a constant feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer number of people. Getting a drink at the bar, finding a table at the buffet, or even just getting on and off the ship at port can turn into a major, time-consuming ordeal. This overcrowding also puts a massive strain on the crew, which leads to the second major complaint: inconsistent service. You might have one crew member who is wonderful, followed by an experience where you feel completely ignored. The Costa Pacifica experience seems to be a test of patience, with passengers fighting for space and service from start to finish. Entering our top 3 is the MSC Opera. Unfortunately for many passengers, the performance on this ship is far from grand. A recurring theme in reviews is that the ship is severely understaffed. This has a domino effect on the entire cruise experience. With too few crew members to serve a full ship, poor service is almost inevitable. Guests report long waits for drinks, slow service in the dining rooms, and a general lack of attention from the staff. Another major criticism is the ship's dated decor. While some might call it classic, most passengers simply call it old. The ship is in clear need of a refurbishment to bring it into the modern era. And the entertainment? Let's just say it won't be winning any awards. It's often described as basic, low budget, and repetitive. It seems the MSC Opera is just underimpressed and underdelivers on almost every front. Our runner-up for the worst cruise ship is the MSC Seascape. This is another one of those massive, new ships that promises the world, but, according to passengers, delivers chaos. It's a sister ship to the seashore, and it suffers from many of the same problems, but seemingly amplified. The lines are legendary. We're talking epic waits for food, elevators, and activities that can eat up a huge chunk of your precious vacation time. The food is another point of contention. And despite being one of the largest ships at sea, the feeling of being cramped is a constant complaint. Public areas are packed, the pool deck is a battleground for lounge chairs, and the whole experience can feel more stressful than relaxing. The Seascape seems to be a prime example of a cruise line prioritizing quantity of passengers over quality of experience. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The number 1 worst-rated cruise ship in the USA, according to passengers, is the Costa Fortuna. This ship consistently ranks at the bottom of the barrel, and the reasons are clear. It's known for its incredibly low prices, which are a huge draw for budget-conscious travelers. But the old saying, "you get what you pay for," has never been more true. The number 1 complaint, by a long shot, is the lack of cleanliness. Passengers frequently report dirty cabins, grimy public areas, and poorly maintained facilities. The food is another major disaster area, with reviews using words like inedible and awful. Overcrowding is a massive issue, making the ship feel chaotic and stressful. When you combine poor food, a dirty environment, and overwhelming crowds, you have a recipe for a truly miserable vacation. The Costa Fortuna seems to be killing the cruise game with its low prices. And unfortunately, that's about the only positive thing most people have to say about it. So there you have it, the 10 cruise ships that passengers have rated the lowest. It's important to remember that everyone's experience is different, and what one person hates, another might not mind. But the sheer volume of consistent complaints against these particular ships is hard to ignore. Before you book your next cruise, do your homework, read recent reviews, and make sure you know what you're getting into. A little research can be the difference between the vacation of a lifetime and a floating nightmare. Thanks for watching, and if you have any cruise ship horror stories of your own, Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel truths.